So, do I think disabled people are represented well in film? Um, I'm gonna have to say with a flat out no.
Strong no for me. Certain narratives tend to be told about disabled people. So um, the two typical stereotypes are the disabled person who people tend to um, pity, who they feel sorry for, and then the second stereotype tends to be somebody who kind of cover comes the disability.
There's a lot of different things in cinema in particular that add to the portrayal of it. Like lighting can be a big thing. So if you have dark lighting or lighting that brings a menacing outlook to someone with a psychiatric disorder, then you perpetuate a kind of antagonistic view of mental health.
The first scene that comes to mind, um, it's from this film called Stronger, uh, starring starring Jake um, Gyllenhaal, who plays this character who's been in some sort of accident, and they've had to have both their legs um, removed from, I think, the knee down or something. So there's this big scene where he overcomes his disability. So he walks from a car using um, prosthetic legs towards this woman who he really likes.
This is not intended when it was written, but Winnie the Pooh is a really good example of good mental health representation. And it's just fan speculation and just kind of a joke. And like you have Piglet with GAD, generalized anxiety disorder. You have Kanga with social anxiety, Rabbit with OCD, Eeyore with depressive disorder, Tigger with ADHD, and Owl with dyslexia. And I think if you view it in that kind of lens, with a disabled lens, and you're giving media critique and evaluation on like Winnie the Pooh, it's a very simple and basic example. And you look at how the characters are portrayed and their situations and how their characters develop every single episode and every single book that they're in, and every single deviation and aspects of what they are, you start to see a very positive representation there. The characters have a problem. All of them help each other through that to figure out that problem, and they aren't seen as lesser.
When disabled, whenever people play disabled characters, that's very problematic because, first of all, they don't have the the lived experience to bring the 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 nuances of being disabled to that character. The more meaningful stories about disability we can tell. Uh, Plus, I think we strongly I think it would be very beneficial to have people who've actually um, have actually lived those experiences, telling those stories right from the start, like the writers, the producers, to the directors, to the people who are portraying those roles, because because then we can avoid um like things like the whole CEO situation, because if we had people who have been through it, they would know what to avoid and what to do right.
You do what you must to adapt, and you keep persisting, like water flowing through a river, like, and that stream encountering a mountain, water coming down through the water cycle, and then coming down through the mountain, from the mountain into the base. uh, um Eventually that mountain will erode because of all that water, and you can start to see canyons form if there's enough water going through those mountains for millions and millions of years. Those mountains will disappear because of all that water. And water is something that is very flexible, very soft, malleable, as Lao Tzu and Bruce Lee are saying. And if you yourself are water, with enough time, persistence, and without trying too hard, you can change very big, rigid things that are bigger than you. And of course, you don't do that alone. You do that with others, and no single water droplet, no single water particle erodes any kind of rock. It's always with other water particles.